Put your hands together for the one and only Hondo Circus. This is it, folks. Prepare, lock in, load. We're ready. Are you? If we can get the live stream up to 85 likes, we'll change HR Blood and Guts presents Brian from Orlando to presents Hondo. Ladies and gentlemen, dogs of everywhere, what is up and welcome to a Tuesday evening live stream here in studio Fright Club. I'm excited. I'm stoked. I don't know if you guys can tell slightly. I'm a little pumped. I feel like the excitement of HHN 35 just being about 2 weeks away, and the fact that in tonight's live stream we are talking about our most anticipated lists for houses, scare zone shows, food, everything. We're gonna talk about all of it, at least the things that we know publicly. We're gonna talk all things hype list, if you will. And I feel like because our conversation's on that today, I feel like my energy is higher just because I'm excited. And one thing I want to say this too is that when we were creating our most anticipated list, our hype list and stuff, as we were going into it, I made this comment towards you where I realized, I was like, hey, this is probably going to be the most, I don't think the word divisive is a good word for this, but
different between the two of us.
Yeah, usually every single year we do our like hype list or most anticipated list. They're usually pretty much on point.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah, we have maybe one or two things mixed here and there. This year, we have one thing in the same location. I think that's it, right? Everything else is different. So
also,
that'll be fun to get into.
Not to interrupt you, but a few people are saying that the audio is lower than normal. I don't know if that's...
How bad are we talking?
Some people said it's fine, so maybe just turn it up a little bit.
Is it just Fun Guy Gamer? I think Fun Guy Gamer's been playing too much games.
See, some people, C-Lang said it's okay for me. Some people said it's a little lower than normal, but fine.
This is all you got to do. You just got to grab the remote. You got to turn the volume up, people. That's it. Do you want me to scream? I'll scream. I'll do it. Just turn it up a tad, you know?
I will not be screaming.
So, anyways, how are you guys doing this Tuesday evening? How's everybody? How's the chat? Before we really get into it, just kind of kick back a little bit, chill. Like always, where are you guys watching? Tuning in from? Yeah. Okay, so drop in the chat. Where are you guys tuning in from? And then while you guys are doing that, as you guys know, according to the title of the live, obviously, and what I just presented, we're going to be talking about our most anticipated list. But before we do that, we have our question of the day. And Stephanie, would you like to ask the question of the day?
What is your most anticipated thing overall? So it doesn't have to be like a house or street, a show, whatever. What is your most anticipated thing for HHN 35 overall?
This is your number one most looked forward to thing.
I'm asking you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Me?
I'm asking the question. You're the
I was
only
about
one
to,
here.
I was about to go ahead and read off everyone's locations real quick so we can put it down in our secret database and we can track all of you. So before we get into that, so you guys obviously go ahead and answer that in the chat. What is your number one most anticipated thing for Halloween Horror Nights 35? And as you guys are doing that, let's see. We got people tuning in from Mississippi. Bojangles. Chris. By the way, we watched your HHN, or what is it called? Horror Unleashed. Vegas a video. And then after that, Steph went on a rabbit hole of looking at all the videos you've done and how different they are.
I was like, wow, he really does things. He does a lot of things.
Yeah, Chris does, in fact, do things. We got Pittsburgh, Oaktown, Orlando, Winter Haven, Tampa, Chicago, local Landos. Local Landos. Can we put that on a shirt? Got Ocala, Long Island, Alabama, Lagoon Show. Who's Lagoon Show? I'm jealous. Fred's a Hellraiser.
I think that's their most...
Are you... I was like, somebody said Hellraiser. I was like, what? Okay, I'm getting into the question of the day.
Brian
Okay, so
thought you meant sensational.
are you right now there? Are you live at Universal's Lagoon Show? It's pretty cool. All right, so what are we thinking? Steph, most anticipated thing for this year? I know you asked it, so do you want me to answer?
Yeah, you answer first.
I think ours is the same, though.
Probably. Just the vibe.
The vibe. Period.
The atmosphere.
Yeah. It's just the
food.
overall feeling that Halloween Horror Nights is here. It's like what I look forward to the most is when I'm walking up to Universal. You cross that little bridge and you could see the arches with the medallion and all that. The music's playing, the sun's setting or has already set depending on, when you get there. And it's like, this is it. Like this is going to be my life for the next 2 months. This is what we look forward to all year. It's finally here. What we've built up has finally come to this moment. And it's like, I'm just more excited for that atmosphere of being able to walk around Universal late at night during HHN, hear the music, the screams, all the fun. And to know it's our season. It's here.
Yeah. Same.
Ditto.
I'm also excited for the food.
Of course.
I'm excited for the houses.
Yeah.
Of course. Just everything, but mostly the vibe, the atmosphere, just walking around Universal during HHN.
And what's kind of crazy to think, too, for us, at least on our side of things, one thing I mentioned to Steph, too, is that we did not know this at the time, but last year's HHN 34, was our last Halloween Horror Nights of just us two. There'll be more, but it was just us. This year, we're going, and we have a little baby with us, too.
Yes.
Technically, right? So it's just kind of weird to think we'll also have, our little baby there, which is that's crazy. Of course, next year, our babies won't be going HHN,
yeah,
obviously.
Exactly.
So, but I don't know. It was kind of cool thinking of that too. So, and then you also mentioned too of this was recently we were working today. We were you're excited for her to be able to.
I knew that was gonna happen. I knew that was gonna happen.
Wait. Hold up. We'll be right back. Yeah, so we're talking most anticipated scare zones. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having a girl, by the way. I messed up. Yeah, whoa.
I honestly don't know if people would have. I think somebody would have.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. Some of you guys know, some of you don't. Hey, we're having a girl. We're having a little daughter of Dracula. So, yeah. I was doing so good. I kept telling myself not to say it, but anyways, we'll do a review. Maybe. I don't know. We're supposed to do one month ago.
I did already kind of give it away because I posted a bunch of photos on my story from our baby shower and everything in there was pink. So I already kind of gave it away, but
Like nobody really
nobody
knew.
really mentioned it. I think like one or two people DM'd
And
me.
we deleted them and banned them and
No.
Oh, we didn't.
No.
I did.
I'm just glad it wasn't me.
We're having a baby girl.
Well, there we go.
All right. The cat's out of the bag. The babe's out of the bag. All right. Anyways, cool. Dang it. Dang it. I messed up.
I got all this stuff to do a little reveal video. I wanted to have the dogs. I wanted to make like a dog friendly cake.
Yeah.
With like pink frosting on the inside and have the dogs eat it. And that'd be like kind of a reveal video to put on social media. But Brian was nervous because Nico has a tender stomach. He's very sensitive.
There's been some long nights with that dog, so
he can't do like pup cups and things like that. So
yeah,
he was like, well, maybe not that. And then we were trying to think of another way to do it and just like could not come up with something that we liked. So we're like, eventually we'll announce it. But we knew one of us was going to slip up on here at some point.
I'm surprised it's me. It's me. Also, thank you everybody, by the way. I noticed all your comments in the chat. We appreciate you guys. Psycho said, update the spec map for the baby reveal. Yeah, no, we're excited. We're genuinely very pumped. We'll get into Horror Night stuff here in a second. I want to talk about my little girl now. When we found out we were pregnant and stuff, we were so ecstatic. We prayed for this, and timing's awesome. You know, it's great. However, I remember before I was like, oh, I want a boy. And then it's like when Steph told me that she was pregnant, the coolest thing about it was like my shift from wanting a boy to wanting a girl. Because I'm like, I want to see like Stephanie when she was a kid, you know, and to see her bond with like a little version of herself. So that's cool that you know, God answered our prayers, and that's what we're having right now. So a little daughter of Dracula coming in, and we were walking around Universal yesterday. Oh, we should have brought the bag charms. That's whatever. But we were walking around Universal last night because we were on a mission. It wasn't to see props or anything. It's because Universal Monsters and what is it called?
It's like whatever makes you happy.
Whatever makes you happy. Have a collaboration of the monsters and their little bag charms, and they're really cute. Steph had a mission, and I don't know how she does this. Her luck with these mystery bag pulls and stuff. She always gets the thing she wants. It's incredible. The odds for this to happen, it's astounding. The fact that she's able to
always, but
I mean, we're like 98% accurate with.
I still have not gotten that Donald's.
That's another thing.
Pop Mart one.
Yeah. But anyways, so we went there. We got it. We got a Dracula and a Wolfman, the ones that she wanted. But when we were walking around Universal at the time and stuff, it was funny because we were just leaving the Hollywood scare zone, and I was like, think about it. In like 18 years, our little girl could potentially audition to be a scare actor in one of these locations and stuff.
See about that.
Yeah, I know. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? But it was just kind of cool to talk about when we were walking around. It was fun. So anyways, thank you guys for all the kind words. But let's get into
the topic.
Actual freaking thing that I messed up. Anyways, what was people's most anticipated thing? Our kid? Was that
a lot of people said the vibes as well. Just walking in for the first time.
I see Hellraiser, Ozzy House. We'll be talking about those tonight. Anyways, I'm so thrown off now.
Fuel.
I'm so mad that I slipped. I can't believe I slipped with that one. Dang. I'm so upset because I've been so proud of myself that I've held on to it. But anyways, baby girl on the way, daughter of Dracula. Anyways, with that being said, let's just get into the most anticipated list. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm so upset right now.
That's all right.
Darn. By the way, because there was like two ways. You know, Steph mentioned the one way of doing the cake with the dogs, but the other ways too. I was thinking, you know, do we ever say the due date?
Yeah, I think people know it's December.
Early December. So it's like, oh, we could do something Christmas related and do something like that. Or We can do something Halloween related, even though it's December.
We just couldn't decide because like we were thinking about doing something like Halloween related because like our pages are more like our social media pages are more focused on like Halloween stuff. But like she's being born in December, so it felt, I don't know, to me it felt kind of weird doing like Halloween. I don't know. So we were just thinking about it and like things got in the way and we just never made a video. And I knew it was gonna
like how we usually are.
Come out this way.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Anyways, let's get into tonight's video. We're talking most anticipated for Halloween Horror Nights 35. And we're going to be talking about houses, scare zones, shows, all that stuff. But the first one we're going to start off the evening with is the...
Also, sorry, Tyler said, HHN is y'all's thing. Leaks are HHN. Perfectly on brand gender reveal.
It's terrible. That's terrible.
It's true.
We're anti-leakers. Maybe we are the problem. I guess it is on brand. You're right. Dang.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, we're talking most anticipated. The first section we're going to be getting into is scare zones. So we're going to talk scare zones. And then after the scare zones, we'll go ahead and get into shows and stuff like that, even though there's just like 2 shows. But we'll get into the scare zones as our first conversation. Peace. Besides the gender slip there. Ding, ding. That's all right. All right, so first one up, Stephanie and we have ours up here. We're going to start with the lower rank and work our way to the number 1 that we have. And of course, as you guys can see, we already have number 4 for our scare zones. I'll also ask you guys this too, since we're putting our items in the list or whatever this way, from least to most. We also ask if you guys would like to in the chat to follow along. So number 4 in the scare zones, just drop your number 4 and work your way up. And then the same thing will happen when we get to the houses. We'll do number 10, drop in the chat your number 10. We're going to go back and forth and discuss this with you guys and move all the way until we completely get done with it all and then end the live stream and then talk about how I messed up. Dang. All right. Stephanie, number 4, surprise.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's surprised about this one. Fortnite's my least anticipated. I just like personally have no connection, interest, etc. to Fortnite, so I don't even know what to expect as far as like what the characters look like, what this like storm looks like, because I've never seen any of that. I guess I could watch some playthroughs of it, but it's not really my thing. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna go into it, you know, open-minded, but it is my least anticipated.
I think that's respectful.
And yours?
Surprise. Yeah, mine is not Fortnite Mares. Infernal Carnival of Nightmares. Also known as Icon for short. That is my number 4. And here's why. The right now, the entrance, if you will, looks amazing, right? It looks really good. Like, I can't remember the last time we had a walkthrough entrance that looked that good. It's great. However, in past years, that front scare zone has been the weaker link of the other scare zones.
Agree with that.
And that's the only thing, because usually we don't spend much time there. And we've talked about this in past live streams too. Back in the day when we had the Shrek building location used, and if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, where VillainCon is currently, that used to be Shrek, and we would actually have a haunted house in that location. The entrance for it would be on the side of Hollywood, where the Brown Derby is. And yeah, so anyways, that was there. But because the way that the layout is right now, you can theoretically walk through that scare zone one time and never really have to go back through it. It's not really a hangout spot like the other scare zones are, especially with the benches and things like that. This is a part where a lot of people funnel in and out of the park. Mm-hmm. It's cool to see, but it's not really a place that like we tend to spend the most time in hanging out. And again, past years have been a little weak. I don't think this year, this scare zone will be weak. I think it'd be great. I'm going off of what's getting me most excited
Yeah.
You know, that's what these lists are, you know, what gets you most hyped for the event. And I'm just going off of past years' experience in this scare zone.
I think ever since they moved the sign, like the Horror Nights sign, up in front of the Universal store, and they've had Stiltwalkers there in the past, but since they've kind of gotten not rid of Stiltwalkers, but they don't have as many, I feel like that zone definitely has struggled a little bit in comparison to the other ones. So I see your point there, which is why that is my number 3.
Whoa, wait a minute, Steph. What's everyone's number 4?
A lot of people said Fortnite.
Yeah, I thought so too. Surprise. Well, no, hold up. There is a downtown clown town. I'm seeing some downtown clown towns in there.
Is the last one?
Wow.
Crazy.
Downtown clown town is your least? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ban them. Ban them right now.
Yeah, and we are not counting, just so everybody knows, we are not counting the street experiences like Club Horror and the Mel's Dying Zombies as part of the scare zones.
Correct.
Just so.
Because if Club Horror was on this list,
that would be
it'd be the
number
absolute
5,
bottom pit of any number there is. Last. All right, so just like Steph said, moving on to number 3, guess what? We just flip-flopped.
Yep.
And just to let you guys know, too, scare zones, we're kind of on the same page.
Yeah.
Houses is where we really get different. But
so my
scare
reason,
zones, number 3.
My reason for this is basically the same as your reason.
Why are you copying me today? That's twice.
So my reason is the same as your reason for this being lower, is just that front scare zone has not been the strongest of all the scare zones in the past few years. So that's just where I'm anticipating it ending up.
Also, Joey, he said, are we counting the men's room outside of Jimmy Fallon's as a scare zone? It should be. Yeah, it's terrifying, especially just how clustered that whole area is.
The women's is really bad too.
Yeah, well, just that bathroom section, that whole thing.
Setup is awful.
Every time we're walking through there, it's just, sometimes we get lost. Like we lose each other in the process. It's really bad. They have, Universal has so much construction going on right now too. Two weeks away. Like, come on, hurry up. So anyways, yes. So Stephanie, you said your number 3. My number 3 just flopped with Steph. Fortnitemares is my number 3. The reason why Fortnitemares is not number 4 on my list is I do have way more of an understanding of Fortnite than Stephanie has. I've played the game back in the day. I think if you guys remember when we discussed Fortnitemares being announced in a past live stream, I talked about how I used to play Fortnite on my phone back in 2018 in the Shrek building waiting to go back on set. But the number one reason why this scare zone is placed higher than the Icon one is simply because it's in Central Park. Central Park has such a, in my opinion, it's not the best scare zone usually because like New York and Hollywood always gets, you know, the funding, if you will.
Treatment,
yeah, they get all that. But it is the most unique and special one due to the fact that it has the trees. It's the only place in the entire park of Universal where it has that type of setting. And you can't find that anywhere else. Hollywood and New York, kind of the same. San Francisco, when we use the scare zone there, it's kind of the same, especially in the front of the park too. Central Park is unique. I love Central Park. I'm not against, and here's the thing, like I said before, I've always stated this, and I stand by the statement that Universal can take anything in the world and make it work at Halloween Horror Nights. Fortnitemares, I think, will be a good scare zone. I think it'll work. The problem is just because you could doesn't mean you should. We've talked about this so many times, I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but it's because of the logistics and what they're trying to do moving forward. But I think it'll look cool. I love Central Park, so it gets 1 extra point compared to Icon.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you. So all of you who love Fortnite and been going at me for the past weeks who don't understand my side of the argument, there you go. All right, what is everyone's number 3?
For the most part, Icon.
Icon.
Then we have like a Fortnite.
I see a downtown Clown Town in there, yeah. Okay. Mainly Icon and Fortnitemares 3 and 4. Bouncing between those two. Okay. All right, so after number 3, when you're going down, you go to number
2 is
2.
the same.
You are correct.
Which is Sideshow of Decay.
Yep.
Again, Hollywood and New York tend to be the bigger, like they have more set pieces, things like that. There's more space. They tend to get a bigger treatment, if you will. And the props for this are awesome so far, what we see in the street and everything. The only reason why I have, and maybe not the only reason why, but the only like negative to this one that wouldn't put it at number 1 for me is that the storyline is still a little confusing to me.
Okay.
Like with
I
Cindy
can respect
and
that.
Oddfellow and all of that.
Yeah.
But the props look amazing. I just am more excited for our number 1, which I know everybody knows what it is. But
Obvious, yeah. And I'm just going to kind of jump on what you mentioned too with Sideshow of Decay. Again, this list is not what we think will be the best at HHN or where it will fall. This is just what's got us most excited. And Sideshow of Decay, just walking through Universal and going through Hollywood, seeing all the props and stuff, it's a lot. There's a lot of detail. It looks really cool. The tall guy or the tall man that's sitting there, I think is one of the creepiest pieces of prop that I've seen
I'm
at
surprised
Universal.
that they just have that out during the day.
Yeah.
He's pretty scary.
It is a little freaky. But you know, regardless, it's awesome. I'm so looking forward to this, but it's not as much as our number 1, which is Downtown Clowntown.
Yeah.
Downtown Clowntown.
It looks like it's a mix. Like some people had number 2 as Downtown Clowntown. And then some people had number 2 as Sideshow of Decay. So it's kind of a mixed bag in terms of those two.
It has seemed like number 3 and 4 are interchangeable, and then 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing a good amount of Downtown.
I also, for some reason, just love an IP scare zone. Obviously, other than Fortnite.
By the way, I just gotta say, Braun Eek said, "Daddy Longlegs is the best prop in a long time."
That's a good name.
I like that.
But yeah, I have in the past really enjoyed like IP scare zones, and I love Killer Clowns. The Killer Clown scare zone from 2018 was like so good.
It's just fun. It was also a great use of that space.
Yeah. So, and I know why they don't use that space anymore, which is fine because of the Lagoon show. But I'm very excited to see the Killer Clowns. So that's why this one's number 1.
I agree with you. I mean, it's funny because anything that gives me a slight bit of sense of 2018, 2019 is going to be high up on my list. And Killer Clowns was in both of those years, 2018 Scare Zone, 2019 as a house in the Shrek location. So the fact that Killer Clowns is going to be in the Scare Zone, Art the Clown's going to be in the Scare Zone too. I don't really care so much about Art the Clown like I do Killer Clowns.
Same.
But cool, you know, I think he's a great factor to have at Halloween Horror Nights, a great addition. And then you have what I think is the number 1 reason why I am really looking forward to the Scare Zone is because of how big it is. This is like back to old HHN days. The Scare Zone's huge. You know, it's like basically all of New York. I love that. I personally do love that. I feel like anywhere you go in New York, you're going to have an element of HHN there. And I think that's just a big positive for us fans overall. And the fact that Universal is trying to use as much space as they can with that too, huge. That's great. The only thing is Finnegan's. I wish Finnegan's would have been open. But again, a lot of construction going on right now in Universal. But the props look great. One thing I noticed too, or not really noticed, but one of the things that they have that I think is one of my favorite pieces of props. Again, Hollywood has the tall man, Daddy Longlegs over there. That's creepy. I like that. One of my favorite pieces of props that we've had in a long time. And then you go over to Downtown Clowntown, and we have the Jack the Clown statue, which is on Lou Westerman's statue. Somebody posted a picture of that.
That's funny.
The other day, like when that got out, when they put that up, and I looked at it. I was like, Jack, he looks weird. And then I kept looking at it, and it's like, is he wearing a skirt? Like, this doesn't look right. And then I looked at the legs more. Somebody posted a better photo of it, and I went, wait a minute. It's like, I've seen this before. And I looked it up, and it's the Lou Westerman's statue that they used to have in New York. So they have the real one still by Central Park. But
it looks like it's like
cut it off.
Yeah.
Right?
And then it's like, not like taped on, but obviously like
they bolted it to him. So
bolted, yeah.
They went ahead and put Jack, like half of Jack, on the body there to be like he's
kind of funny.
Run the streets of New York, which is kind of cool. I thought that was a cool piece to the whole downtown Clowntown thing. It's just downtown Clowntown's cool. I like it. I like the name. I know you're not much of a fan of the name.
I wasn't
personally
at first,
like it.
Warming up to it, but
it's fun.
Yeah.
They better play.
It's like campy. I get it.
Yeah, they better play downtown.
No, they need just like clown.
But change it up.
Music.
Downtown, and then goes to
some
other version. Yeah,
maybe. We'll see.
I don't know. I'm just excited. They have a lot of props going on over there too. Big stage and everything. In another addition that New York tends to get a +1 over Hollywood for me is the Tribute Store. When the Tribute Store is in that location, and it looks like it's also playing into the Scare Zone. I love when the themes are matching, so it kind of be cohesive. The Tribute Store looks great.
Yeah, I love that they have like it looks like a carnival barker there, and it's all like decked out, ticket booth and everything.
Yeah,
so that'll be cool.
Yeah, so everyone, we're kind of in agreement. 3 and 4 swap it around. 1 and 2 swap it around. All in all, like, again, I want you guys to know too, just because something on our list might be like number 10 or number 4 scares on our house and stuff, doesn't mean we're not excited for it. I genuinely think this is one of the hardest lists that I've done in a while, in the terms of there's nothing that I'm not excited for, because in past years I could easily be like, oh, this is like my number 10 or this is my number 9. I usually had 1 or 2 that I could easily put at the bottom, but this is one of those years where I had top 5s and I had to split them up between 1 through 10.
Yeah.
So it was kind of tough. It took us a while to get the list.
I have like my top 5 are like, I'm really excited for these, and then the like 6 through 10 are like, I'm excited for these, but not as much as 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Which is like, is very hard to place them.
Yeah.
Which, keep that in mind when you see my number 10, because some people might not be happy.
And exactly to that point, is just because something's at number 10 doesn't mean we're not excited for it. Mm-hmm. It's just there are other things we're more excited for. But I think the collection that we have is deserving of being up, I would say like 5 or higher. Maybe the exception of 1 maybe being at 6th, but they're pretty much like top 5s to me. Mm-hmm. So, all right, before we do get into houses, we did not create a graphic for this, so we'll just kind of briefly talk about it. Shows, Halloween Horror Nights shows. So we have 2 shows, main shows, but there will also be little side shows, if you will. You also talked about the street experiences and things like that, what Universal's been doing. I know we're going to have one in downtown Clowntown, the large stage. There's going to be something that happens there. I don't think we're going to count opening ceremony as part of the shows, just for the fact of we have no idea what it's going to entail, but I have a feeling it's going to have something to do with the front scare zone anyways. But the 2 that we're going to go ahead and discuss is we have the Lagoon show, which is the Stranger Things experience, or Return to Hawkins, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. And Nightmare Fuel, Blood Noir, happening in the old Fear Factor stage. So out of the 2, which one are you looking forward to the most?
I will say my number 1 for this year is Nightmare Fuel. I love the Lagoon show. It's hard to pick between the 2, but for me, any show that has live performers in it, I get more excited for than a like fireworks show, water show, things like that. I just like live performance. I like dance, things like that. The magic, the knife swallower guy. I'm very excited for all of that.
Ozzy Blood?
I don't know.
I don't know. Ozzy. A-U-Z-Z-Y, I think. That's how you spell his name. It's so funny because I love lagoon shows. I love water shows. Like, personally, I just do. So I'm like, I'm back and forth on this, but then you reminded me of the fact that we're going to have Ozzy in this one, not Osborne, but we're going to have the performer in this show for Blood Noir, which makes me actually excited for that. And I think that's what it wins on my list, is the fact that I think what Blood Noir, it's nightmare fuel, but I think because of the acts we're going to have, there's going to be a change in pace. I don't know.
I definitely think it'll
be
be very different than the last several.
Yeah.
We've also been there a few times at night the last few weeks, and we have seen them doing, like, I don't know if they're doing run-throughs of performances or just testing the lighting, but from where you are outside in the park, you can see the lighting, and it looks very different than what we've had before.
Yeah, it's very neon. If, in all honesty, it kind of reminds me of I want to say 2019's Academy of Villains or 2018's. I can't remember which one.
2019.
Was it?
2018.
I think it was 2018 was the had the
2018
lights
was
like
more
that.
neon. Then 2019 was like the Frankenstein one. Yes.
I can't remember which one, but
No,
I'm gonna
that's
trust you.
correct.
Okay, all right, I trust you.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Anyways, reminds me of those. So yeah, I don't know. When it comes to the shows, I do think the Stranger Things Return to Hawkins Lagoon show will be good. I really do, because again, in 2019 we had it in the Lagoon show, like a small portion, and it was one of the better parts. So I could see them going that route, especially because it's not just a focus on season 5; it's a focus on the entire show. So we're going season 1 to season 5, everything in between.
Yeah.
The music is just great too in Stranger Things. So like, I think that'll be a vibe. That'll be great. That is something I know not only will we watch it once, but I feel like I would want to watch it more than once. So maybe twice, 3 times. Not the type of person that goes and watches a show 25 times through a run.
Yeah, we're not.
That's not us.
Those types of people.
But I will try to attempt to see this more than once, for sure. Yeah. And I do think Blood Noir will potentially have a chance to go see it 2 times this year, 2 to 3 times. So, yeah. Yeah. Also, was 2019 the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde show? Yes.
Yes.
I think, I
yes.
remember one was Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. I remember the guy jumping off the top and everything, and then they did the fake Bill and Ted.
Yeah, I don't know why I was
touch and all.
thinking it was like a Dr. Frankenstein sort of thing, but
It's kind of like the same, yeah. But 2018 was the cyber thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
they had the like rope that the guy like jumped on. That was cool.
Yeah, yeah. I can hear the music from those shows, which is crazy. It's some good music too. All right, so we talked about shows. One of the things I really, really would love to talk about in our ranking list, which I know we're not going to be able to talk about, unfortunately, is food.
Yeah.
No food, but guess what? We do have a live stream planned next Tuesday, and hopefully we'll have food announced by then, because we'll talk about food in next week's live stream.
I would
if
hope
they
so.
have it.
Well, okay, maybe not next Tuesday. I don't know why time is messing with me. I thought that next week was the week before HHN. I was like, I would hope that they would
Next
have
week
it
is the week before.
Well, the week of. Sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
Like the week leading up.
That
to.
makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Chris said, "Daddy Longlegs was my nickname in high school."
Okay.
All right, getting back to our most anticipated list. As you guys know, we did talk about the scare zones, our most anticipated list for scare zones. But now we're going to move on over to houses. So this is going to be our most anticipated in houses for HHN 35. So we're going to be starting at number 10, our least anticipated, all the way to number 1, our most anticipated, which, Stephanie, number 10 on our list is different.
Yes, it is.
Can you explain to everybody why yours is Stranger Things and why mine is Madlands?
We still have not watched season 5. We will do it before opening night.
I don't know. At this rate, I don't know if we are.
We will do it before opening night.
We just finished season 2 of Attack on Titan.
We watched season 4 of Stranger Things. Granted, we were both sick, but we watched season 4 of Stranger Things. When it first came out, literally in like 2 days. So I think we can definitely watch season 5 before opening night. But
If we have time.
I just personally am, and I think other people feel this way too. I love Stranger Things, but I personally am like ready for it to be done. I'm kind of tired of it. So that's why it's at number 10 for me. Again, not that I'm like, oh, I hate this house, whatever. I'm not excited for it. It's just lowest on my excitement list.
Yeah. Surprise, guys. Stranger Things will be coming up on my list soon. But I just kind of want to jump in with, your conversation on Stranger Things season 5. We haven't seen it, obviously. But I think the main issue that we're having with Stranger Things is the fact that we were coming off of a good season 4, in our opinion, a good season 4 show. And then we got to experience the house here in Orlando and at Hollywood. So we got both coasts, and it just, excuse me, there's the heartburn. It just did not deliver like the show did. And because of that, we felt like it was a weaker house. Season 4 was the season. We felt like it was a weaker house. And then season 5 came out, and the majority of people that have talked to us about it have not been fans of it. So when we look at season 4 was really good, but the actual house was not the best. And now season 5 is being said that it's not the best. It's like, oh, our confidence is not so high in it. So
yeah,
that's what I'm gonna tag along with your Stranger Things vote.
Yeah, I'm kind of over it.
Yeah,
personally.
So Madlands, I have number 10. And here's the thing. I'll try to keep this one short with Madlands. I'm excited for Madlands. Madlands to me reminds me of Seeds of Extinction, Descendants of Destruction. It has that vibe.
Both great houses, by the way.
Both great houses. Really good houses. Like, we ended up really loving those houses. Descendants of Destruction was lower on our anticipation list.
Yeah.
And
I think that was number 10 for you. And it was higher for me. And then we were like, oh, that was good. I was like, that's my vibe. And I feel like it is not Brian's vibe.
No, but it delivers.
Yeah.
It always delivers. And that's the thing. What I was going to get into with this is, it's not my vibe. I'm trying to find the words how to express this. It's not my vibe, but I know for a fact that this house will finish in the top 5 for me this season.
But you're not excited.
No, but I am. Like, again, all of these houses to me fit within top 5.
I'm just joking.
Stranger Things could be a 6th place one, but I have to put it at number 10 because these types of settings for houses and stuff don't really excite me as much. I'm like, okay, like apocalyptic type of stuff. I'm like, sure, we'll see. But I know for a fact, if this is like Descendants of Destruction or Seeds of Extinction and stuff, I know this will place higher. So that's what I'm hoping for, but I have it at number 10 right now.
Yeah, and this is one thing about like the rest of our ranking. When we were talking about it, I kept saying like, I hate to put originals low on the list because I know they can really deliver, and some of our favorite houses are originals, but you just don't know what to expect. And when I feel like sometimes when they don't deliver on your expectations, they almost flop a little harder
than an
IP.
I agree.
So like some people are saying Madlands is giving them like Hellblock Horror or Museum, which like Museum I was pretty excited for, and then it was just like, oh.
And so it hurts even more.
So the originals definitely could be like that. So that's just one thing, like it's hard to rank these when you have like the IPs and the originals kind of mixed in together, because one of them you know exactly what to expect, and another one you have no idea.
Yeah. And again, this isn't a list on what we think they will do amongst the community and all that stuff. This is just what's got us most excited.
Right.
Number 10, Stranger Things for Steph. Number 10, Madlands for me. And what do we got in the chat? I'm seeing Evil Dead, Madlands, Stranger Things, Sinners, Stranger Things, yeah.
A lot.
Aliens,
a lot of
Ozzy,
Evil Dead.
Madlands, Stranger Things, Badlands, Cybergoria, Stranger Things, Madlands. Yeah, Evil Dead, I see another one. So it's like, it's kind of
mixed.
And that, that's a great thing. Everybody's going to have different tastes on things. Yep. I think it's great. But I do see a couple of Madlands and a couple of Stranger Things in there.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so guess what comes after number 10? Number 9. Stephanie, she has Cybergoria. I have Stranger Things.
Yes.
I'm not going to explain Stranger Things as much just because we talked about it. But Cybergoria, number 9 for you.
Again, like I said with originals, like I feel like they can flop pretty hard when they don't live up to expectations. And this one I just already am not the most excited for because I know at first everybody was getting the vibe of like the Slaughter Cinema 2 room with like the cyborgs and stuff. That was maybe my least favorite room in that house. And it just the characters, like the monsters, felt very clunky.
Yeah.
And the art that we've gotten for this house didn't like increase my excitement any more than when this was first announced. So it's just lower for me. How about you? Stranger Things?
Yeah. Demo dogs. No, I remember when Cybergoria was announced. I remember Steph's exact reaction to it. I was like, yeah, I expected this one to be lower for you.
Yeah.
Especially because when it was being talked about, I remember looking at you and being like, if it's like the Cyborgs from Slaughter Cinema,
like,
and Steph did not care for that room. I liked that room just as much as I liked Hatchet and Chains. So, but again,
crazy.
it's kind of apocalyptic too, which is weird because I'm not apocalyptic type.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which I do like apocalyptic stuff, but when it's mixed with like the cyborg stuff, like to me, I just lose a little bit of interest, and I think the characters can sometimes in execution be clunky.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so let's go to you, the chat, and see what you guys have as your number 9. So let's see. We have Madlands,
A lot of mixed.
Invasion, Cybergoria. So Amanda agrees with you, Cybergoria. Ozzy. Okay. Evil Dead Burn, Stranger Things, Cybergoria, HR Blood and Guts, Invasion, Evil Dead Burn, Stranger Things. Okay, so mixture.
Cool.
There is one property that I have not seen anywhere in the chat yet.
There's a few that I've seen.
No, but there's one property I have
not
not seen at 9 and 10 yet.
There's
I have a
two.
feeling there's one specifically I know that will be higher up.
There's
two.
two
Yeah,
that
there's two. We're both on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what the Yarbros got. Bree said Cybergoria. Nick said Stranger Things.
Nice.
Okay, y'all trying to be like us? The girlies picking Cybergoria, the men picking Stranger Things?
Yeah.
That's funny. Hold up. What was their number 10? Let me go back up real quick in the chat. Bree said Badlands. I like that. Badlands. Nick said Cybergoria.
I think it autocorrects to that because I kept having to change it back to Madlands.
I had the issue too in the description when I tried to actually type in the houses. It went Badlands, and I deleted it all. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not dealing with this. Okay, so number 9, Stranger Things for me, Cybergoria for Steph. Moving on from 9 to number 8. Everybody put in the chat what your number 8 is because we are moving on. And Stephanie has Madlands, and I have Sinners. So this is my second IP, and this is your second original that you have on the list.
Again, I hated to put this low because I always end up loving the originals, and this one is giving me Descendants of Destruction vibes, which I loved that house that year. So I do think this is going to end up being higher, but I am less excited for it, and I don't want to get my hopes too high.
That was a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had that answer.
I also have a super chat from our favorite little
yeah, it's not just any super chat
bird.
So this comes from the Halloween Horror Nights bird, better than Philip. His name is Derek, and I think I don't know what bird it is. I still want to say a penguin, but the more I look at it, the beak is actually different. Derek Morris jumped in the chat to say I legally can't say anything. Jumped in to say I can't say. But I think everyone who has Stranger Things low will change it once they walk through this house.
A lot of people are upset that you have Sinners that low.
Wait a minute, people. We'll get there. But Derek with the $4.99. why don't you just send us a message over here as to what's going on?
I
and
hope
why?
that's the case. With all of these houses, I hope it's like, oh, that was actually amazing.
I want on night 1 and then to continue all the way to the final night for me to have all 10 houses fighting for my number 1 spot. I don't want it to be like, oh, easily this and this is at the bottom. I want all of them to be contending for number 1, because if that's the case, you have a very good year in your hands. I hope that's the case, Derek. I really do. Or you might lose our favorite HHN bird title. But anyways, Derek, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us as always. Our favorite HHN bird. All right. Number 8. Let's see what people have. Cybergoria. Okay, a lot of Cybergorias. Evil Dead, Ozzy, Madlands, a lot of Cybergoria.
Mm-hmm.
And then, everyone's saying, why Sinners? I'll tell you why. After this commercial break. I'm kidding. Xbox, turn off. So, Sinners, for me, we did not watch this movie when it came out. So, we didn't get the theater experience. We watched it at home. And
I was already prepping like my answer for why this would be lower.
Yeah.
And I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, don't give me spoilers now for people, but so we didn't have a theater experience with the movie. We watched it at home, so that doesn't give you the full experience like a theater would. But here's the thing, right? I'm not against Sinners. I liked the movie. I'm really hoping this house is successful due to who it involves, getting some acquisitions potentially in the future, some licensing would be huge. So I'm really hoping this does well. Again, this is only my second IP, so it's not the lowest of the IPs. There's only 5 IPs, 5 originals, but in total it's at number 7. And I love vampires.
8.
Yes, thank you. 8. I love vampires. The one thing, though, about this film that I'm kind of worried about is just like the setting is kind of in that one place in Club Juke. I don't think it's going to be a problem, but like, I just like, I get worried when a lot of times films, like horror films, take place mainly in one specific location that doesn't have so much variety. I felt like when we watched the movie, knowing that it was going to become a house too, I was watching Club Juke and I thought of all these different scenes that they could have it, but it was like mainly because it's so open concept. I'm like, I wonder how that actually will look in a house. They have so many things that they could do with it. I think I'm more skeptical about this than honestly, out of all the IPs, I think I'm more skeptical and critical on this one, because I know it was a good movie. I know it could be a really good house, but I'm worried if it isn't, I'm going to be really disappointed compared to the other ones on what they can deliver.
I will also say that going along with the conversation of we didn't see this in theaters, we saw it quite a bit after the
hype,
all of the conversation around it, the Oscars, all of that. And I think I was, I don't know. I like went into it with a higher expectation than what I feel like. I feel like the movie was good. Like we enjoyed it, but I wasn't like, that was the best horror movie I've ever seen. Yeah. So I think because it's like this with all the movies that have this like really big hype and then you watch it way afterwards. I feel like it was like maybe a little disappointing for me, at least. I was like, oh, it was good.
Yeah.
It was the same thing with like Talk to Me. Everybody was like, this is the best horror movie ever. And then like I saw it and I was like, it was fine.
I think the problem is because we were late to the party.
Yeah.
And that's what watching this felt like for us, where we were just kind of late to watching it. Because we watched it a full like year after it came out, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were really late to watching this film. But it's really good. And that's the thing too. It's like the design of them it's cool.
And I think the heart behind the movie and the reason why people loved it and the reason why like it didn't win an Oscar or was nominated for an Oscar.
I think it won multiple.
Was
or something.
not because of the scare factor. It was like the characters and the backstory, and you don't really get that in a haunted house. So I'm more so basing it not on like, was it a good movie, but do I think it would translate well to a haunted house? And I'm just not as excited for it as some of the other ones.
That's the thing with Sinners too that I keep thinking about, is that I know for a fact, even though in the film the scare factor wasn't really there, I think if you take that and put it into a house, I do think it will deliver. But that's what I'm gambling when it comes to this house, is like, will it deliver? I think this house, to me, where it lands on after the event, through my experience, completely resides with the scare actors. So I've said this when this house was announced, and I'll say it again. This house is one of the most important houses relying on scare actors. Not just the sets, not the scenes, not anything that goes on, but the scare actors themselves. I think they can really take this either to a top 3 house for me, or it could be in the bottom 10 or bottom 5.
I will also add one more thing, that I do think, we are human, and we are just basing this on like what we're most excited for right now. And there is a little bit of recency bias where I'm more excited for the things that were announced more recently than the things that were like the first things to be announced, like Stranger Things and Sinners.
True.
Just because that hype is kind of worn off a little bit. But that doesn't mean that, again, we're not excited for.
Yeah. Also, I got to bring this out too, what Carl said, Darkest Deal vibes. And we love Darkest Deal was our favorite house of the year. And that's the thing too. It's like with Darkest Deal, I wasn't like, on my anticipation list, I think it was in the bottom 5. And then we went through it, and that became our number 1 house for the entire year. We just went through it so many times. And again, one of the biggest reasons why is because of the scare actors in that house. We had our favorite scare of the entire year took place in that house. Multiple favorite scares was in that house. So that's why I think, Sinners, I'm so cautious about this house because I know it could be good and I want it to be good. I'm placing it lower on my list because I'm like, if it doesn't deliver, okay, that's what I was expecting. But if it does, I'm going to be happy because I'm like, that's where it should be.
Cool.
So.
All right. I forget what my number 7 is.
It's Evil Dead. I'm kidding. I don't know. We're about to find out. All right. So moving on from number 8, we are going to number 7 on the countdown. DJ 100 countdown. All right. Here we go. Number 7. Stephanie, you have Sinners on your number 7.
Oh, yeah. There you go. I already gave my reasons.
Yeah. So Sinners number 7.
What we just talked about.
For you. So Stephanie, again, number 10 and up for me could be 5 to 1. They're interchanging, but somebody has to be number 10,
Mm-hmm.
So Steph, you got Sinners. You already talked about that in a way. I have Cybergoria as my number 7. I kind of agree with you. Again, it's a little apocalyptic. We know more about this house due to the UK press event that they had recently. And I don't know. I feel like the UK explanation of this house kind of like, I don't know. It dropped it for me, believe it or not. Even though there was a lot of cool stuff, it dropped it for me. I think it raised other things up. But like it kind of reminds me of Seek and Destroy a little bit with the graphics. It just reminds me of Seek and Destroy. I ended up loving Seek and Destroy. Has a vibe like that. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
But like,
not as
there's
much as the
6 other things that I'm more excited for, to be honest. I feel like Cybergoria, unfortunately, is going to be one of those houses that we go through and it could be like, oh, we like it, but we don't go through it as much as the others.
Yeah, like it was fine.
Yeah, I don't, especially because if Steph doesn't like it, then we won't be going through it that
we'll
much.
See. Maybe I do like it.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't think Pregnant Mama's going to be staying in line, or else she doesn't really want to go through that much.
Well,
so.
If it has a short line, maybe that will be the one we do the most.
Yeah. We'll see. All right, so number 7 for everybody. I'm going to list them off as I see them. Evil Dead. I'm seeing a lot of Evil Dead towards the bottom.
Evil Dead is so low on everybody's.
Right. Madlands, Jack and Oddfellow. It's the first time I've seen Jack and Oddfellow on the list. Sinners, Tyler Pugh, Sinners, yep. So you and Steph. Cybergoria, Ozzy, Cybergoria. Okay, a couple Cybergorias in there. Hellraiser.
Hellraiser. There's the first
That's
Hellraiser.
the first time I've seen Hellraiser. Yeah, those were the two. Jack and Oddfellow and Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Those are the first two I've seen. Stranger Things, Madlands, Jack, HR Blood and Guts, Madlands. We got Alien, Evil Dead Burn, Evil Dead. Yeah. Tyler Pierce said Evil Dead movie was rough. We'll get into that in a second. What I mean by we'll get that in a second is we'll go to number 6, and I do have Evil Dead Burn as my number 6. Stephanie, Alien, or I keep saying Alien Invasion. Invasion Alien Abduction. You're number 6 on the list. I have Evil Dead Burn. Everybody in the chat, what's your number 6 on the list? While Steph explains.
I'm excited for this one in terms of like the originals. I feel like this one has creeped its way up for me. This was my least, I think this was my least anticipated when we got all of the originals. Like of the originals.
The original week?
Just of the originals, this was like my lowest one. But as they've kind of explained more like what the house is going to be, and we've gotten a little bit more.
I've explained it so many times and stuff to try to get her excited for this too.
I know. It has creeped its way up. I do have I don't know. I don't really find aliens super scary, so that's the only thing I'm worried about, is that I don't think it will necessarily be a scary house, but I do think the vibe could be cool. Like, I like the setting, so I'm excited for that. Some of the like effects that they've explained sound cool, so it is a little bit higher than like Madlands and Cybergoria.
Respect it. I have to respect all of your answers, even though I may not agree with it.
Yes, you do.
I have to. Number 6, Evil Dead Burns. Just
burn.
Well, the film burns me, so whatever. Anyways, burns. I don't know. Like Tyler Pugh said, Evil Dead movie was rough. Here's the thing. I'm so split about this film. This is the one house, believe it or not, out of the 10 houses, this is the one house I keep forgetting exists on the list. And the reason why it's as high as number 6 for me is because it is Evil Dead. But because it's as low as 6 is because it's Evil Dead Burns. Evil Burn, whatever. I don't care. Evil Dead Burn. I love the Deadites. We've talked about this in a past live stream when this was announced. The Deadites, to me, are one of the coolest factors when it comes to a movie villain, antagonist in a way. I think they have just so much variety and uniqueness to their abilities that make them just fun, entertaining, but at the same time, very dangerous and scary. Film presence wise. And so then you convert that into a haunted house at Halloween Horror Nights, and it's just like there's so many possibilities to me, and I love that. I get so excited. Evil Dead, the franchise, is one of my favorite like horror franchises that exist. So like I'm excited. But when we watch the movie and comparing this film to the recent modern Evil Dead, so you have 2013 and then Evil Dead Rise, this was my least favorite of the 3. And there was multiple times throughout the film where I was just like it's going good, and then okay. So I don't know. But again, I know a lot of people have Evil Dead Burn much lower on the list. The fact that it's not the movie that we have to sit and watch for the haunted house, it's the haunted house experience we get to physically go through and experience with scare actors and all these different things. I think the scenery is really cool. I know it's one location in the house itself, but they could play into different rooms in the house that can make it work. So I'm excited. I think, here's what I'm going to say. I know I'm kind of making this one really long. The problem that we have in cinema, in my opinion, is trailers. I miss when movie trailers used to be 30 seconds to a minute. They give you just a little bit, a little taste of what you need. To me, the Evil Dead Burn trailer that came out that we saw millions of times when Steph and I would go to the theater, because we have A-stubs. We go all the time. Or A-list. We're A-list, yes.
Stubs,
A-list, yeah, whatever. AMC, awesome. We go to the theaters all the time. We saw this trailer so many times, and the problem is they showed way too much in the trailer.
I wish they didn't show, if you haven't seen it, spoilers, I guess, but I wish that they didn't show the girlfriend being a deadite in the trailer, because that just gave that whole thing away. But I don't think that the dishwasher scene being in the trailer was too bad, because that wasn't the most like gruesome part of the movie.
Yeah.
But I get what you mean. Yeah, we try our best to avoid trailers, but then Brian also wants to get to the movie right on time so we can watch all the trailers.
Hey, that's a movie experience to me. It's like you get there early enough to like see all the previews and everything. I love being the first person into the theater, get in my seat and sit back and be like, yeah, I know we got 30 to 40 minutes until the movie starts, but I'm paying and using this for this whole experience. So yeah. Also, we got to give a shout out to Mia Stonewolf. Welcome back to the Fright Club beginner. What's up? Welcome. Yeah, shout out to all the Fright Club members out there, by the way, who are tuning in tonight and watching with all your little special emblems. It's pretty cool.
Oh, people really didn't like that movie.
Yeah.
Which I get it.
Evil Dead, I don't know. It just, again, out of the recent 3, it's the weaker one on my list. But what are y'all's number 6 in your list? Let's see. So we have Stranger Things, Evil Dead, Invasion, Stranger Things, Madlands, Invasion, Sinners, Evil Dead Burn, Invasion, Cybergoria, Stranger Things, Invasion, Hellraiser, Stranger Things, and Blood and Guts. So we got some mixture in there, but a lot of Evil Dead, a lot of Stranger Things.
Yeah,
I agree. All right, so now we are officially at the halfway point to our HHN 35 hype list for houses, this year's haunted houses. What do you guys think? How are we doing so far? What's our ranks? If you guys had to rate us on a 5-star system,
whose is better? Whose list is better?
Yeah, what are we thinking so far? You know, star wise. Stephanie, what out of five stars? What's her list looking like? And mine, what are we looking like, guys, so far? Genuinely speaking, like reading like the majority of everybody's, it seems like there's a mixture, but
It's
seeing
so mixed. Yeah,
I'm seeing 3 that are constantly popping up in the bottom, and that is Stranger Things, Cybergoria, and Evil Dead Burn. Those are the 3 main ones that I constantly see. I'm also seeing Madlands pop in there a bit, but those are the top 3 I think I've read so far.
Yeah, in the bottom. Yeah.
Yep. So what do we got? What do we got coming up? Halfway point. You know what we should have done? We should have got like Reese's cups.
Oh my goodness.
This intermediate break is brought to you by Reese's. Not really.
I did see pumpkin Reese's in the store for the first time the other day.
Top 3 best things in life itself. Pumpkin Reese's.
They're pretty
and
good.
the bats, like the bats, goes pumpkin, like those 3, like that trio. Freaking legendary. All right, let's get back to the most anticipated. So just recapping Stephanie's bottom 5, she has number 10 Stranger Things, number 9 Cybergoria, number 8 Madlands, number 7 Sinners, and number 6 Invasion. Over on my side, I have Madlands number 10, Stranger Things number 9, number 8 Sinners, number 7 Cybergoria, and number 6 Evil Dead Burn. So here's the thing, guys. Through halfway of this list, we have not had a single match between Steph and I. Until now, when we go to number 5 on our hype list, we have Chaos and Control here with Jack and Oddfellow. Ladies and gentlemen, what is your number 5? Place it in the chat. We have Jack and Oddfellow. Steph, would you like to explain to our family here why?
Our family?
Yeah. What up, Wella?
We're all family. I'm excited for this one. My top 5, I'm all like I'm hyped for all of them in the top 5, like really hyped for. So
jumping on that, my top 5 are like my top 3.
Yeah.
Like to put in the explanation.
They're like
my bottom
tied.
5 are 5 and 4, and then the top 5 are 3, 2, and 1. That's how they feel.
I am very excited for Jack. I love his vibe, like the atmosphere around him whenever they like have we only done one house with him in it, the Icon's house? Technically?
Like present, yeah. Technically, Icons was the only one.
And I really loved that house. And I loved his scene. So I'm excited for Jack in a house. I just am not as excited for potentially Oddfellows part, only because I liked
Oddfellows sucks.
No, only because I liked Oddfellows house, except for like that last room really threw me off. Did not like that. And I don't love the whole like they're teaming up thing.
Yes.
So it's like not as high as it could be, but I am still very excited for this house. Especially because I think they will put a lot of
effort.
They put a lot of effort into every house, but I feel like they will put a lot into this house because it is like the house for an anniversary year.
Was it the last live stream? I think the last live stream we kind of talked about the like the lore of Halloween Horror Nights a little bit, and we talked about Jack and Oddfellow. So I won't go too deep down that rabbit hole, but yeah, number 5, I'm excited for it because I do, like you said, I do think they'll put a lot of effort into this house. It'll be a lot of energy, be a lot of fun. The cast that are portraying these characters, I think, will bring a lot to the table as well. It's just when it comes to the lore and the story, I'm just like, it's just something feels a little weird. Like they're teaming up and stuff. I don't know. Sounds like a whole lot of hoopla to me. However, though, as a house, I think aesthetic wise, visually, the sets and stuff, it's going to be awesome. I think top tier. I think the team knows they have to do a lot with this house, so they will. And I think the cast will also do the same as far as projecting their energy and being scare actors. So,
you know what we're missing from this list?
wait, we're missing a house or just a thing?
No, I'm just saying, you know what we're missing this year from like our houses, from all the houses?
Yeah.
Monsters house.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyway. All right, number 4.
Well, that's not true because you're going to bring them on your little bag charms. You're going to have
Yeah.
Dracula and Wolfman with you. Nico doesn't look impressed. All right. So what is everybody's number 5 that we have on the list? I'm going to go through. I'm seeing a lot of Ozzy. Ozzy. Holy smokes. What else? Jack and Oddfellow. Okay. So we got Stranger Things, Jack and Oddfellow, Hellraiser, Jack and Oddfellow. So a couple of Jack and Oddfellows in there. HR Blood and Guts, Hellraiser, a couple of Hellraiser. Madlands popping in the top 5 there. Hellraiser. Okay. There's a couple of Hellraisers as well. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, number 4 on the list. We're moving on. By the way, I think this is the only one on our list where we are actually agreed, like in agreement.
Number 5.
Yeah.
It is.
I
It's
think-
the only one.
Yeah, everything else is going to be different.
Yeah.
Again, this is the first time that Steph and I made a list where we had this many differences on it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of impressive. All right, so moving on. Number 4, ladies and gentlemen, we have over in Stephanie's corner, HR Blood and Guts returning after 15 years. And then in my corner, oh, Hellraiser. Stephanie, HR Blood and Guts at number 4. Why?
Because I'm really excited for this one. But I will be honest, my top 3 are like, they're just personal preferences.
This is personal.
No, I'm just saying, like, they're just like, this is not what I think is going to be the best houses. These are like what I'm excited for, and they're just like, they're just personal preferences. So we have seen an HR Blood and Guts once, and that was for the 2 of us, and that was in, what was that house?
Oh, you're talking about Welcome to Scary.
Oh yeah,
Horror in the Heartland back in HHN 30.
and I really liked that room.
Yeah,
I
it was just a scene, like
Yeah,
one room
one
itself.
scene.
Yeah.
I really like his vibe, so I am very excited.
You gonna tell him that when
I
you
like
see
his
him?
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, I like your vibe.
So I'm very excited for this one. In terms of the originals, it's my most anticipated original. So
Yeah, which is
Very
crazy
excited for
that
this
the
one.
next 3 is IPs for you.
all IPs. I don't
Yeah.
care.
That's great. Hey, that's fine. That's crazy. That's fine. Yeah, so then you swing over into my corner. I have Hellraiser at number 4, which is funny because Hellraiser I have not seen yet. I don't know what to expect with this. I have no idea. However, as somebody who's gone to Halloween Horror Nights well over 10 years now, when I look at this artwork and you see Pinhead and all that stuff, I'm like, that's Halloween Horror Nights. Like, yeah, that's creepy looking. And even back in the day, like I remember seeing pictures and commercials and stuff of Pinhead. I'm like, that's freaky, and a lot of people for years and years and years and years and years have wanted Hellraiser to come to Horror Nights. And it was one of those things too, where people like wanted it, but always thought like they'll never do that. And now they're doing it, which shout out, hey, that's awesome. Again, just looking at the artwork, I'm like, this belongs at Halloween Horror Nights. I think it's going to fit so well. It's just a good match. I don't even know what to explain because I've never seen the film, but the vibes and knowing the fact that so many people have wanted this house for so long, and this came out in the 80s. Is it 80s or 90s? 80s, 90s? What year did Hellraiser come out?
It's not 80s. It's like.
Hold up. I'm gonna make somebody work for it in the chat. Who's gonna win, Steph or the chat?
87.
Yep.
I was gonna say it's kind of,
you and Brontide.
I was gonna say it's kind of on the cusp.
Yeah. So late 80s. Yeah. So the fact that a lot of people wanted this to become a house for so long, and you were one of those people too that were like, "Oh yeah, Hellraiser would be such a good house," but they'll never do it. The fact that they're doing it and so many people are excited because of that, I think has grown my excitement as well. So, yeah, number 4, an IP I've never seen. I don't really know much about. It's in the top 5 for me. It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. We have to watch it.
You guys have been hyping it up for a while. So if it doesn't deliver, I'm coming after every single one of you.
If it doesn't deliver, then that's not our fault.
I'm blaming all of you. I'm blaming somebody's getting blamed. But I'm excited for it. It looks good. And the Pinhead that they had over in Midsummer Scream this past
He looked really good.
He looked good. They're not going to do that.
Nervous it's not going to be like that, but he looked really good.
That's just like a photo op kind of character. They won't do that in the house every single second, so that ain't going to happen. But anyways. What is everybody's number 4 on the list? I'm going to go through the chat. Let's see. So we have... Let's see, Jack and Oddfellow, Sinners, Ozzy, Hellraiser, Ozzy, Chaos and Control, Ozzy, Cybergoria, Sinners, Madlands, Evil Dead Burn, okay, high up there. Hellraiser, HR, got HR, Stranger Things, Invasion.
Nice.
Michael, I agree with you. I think Invasion's going to be really good. Nightmare Fuel, naturally. Thanks, Chris. Thank you. All right, so moving on. We are going into the top 3 now. This one was kind of hard for me figuring out.
My top 3 were I knew once they were announced. I was like, yeah, those are my top 3.
Would you like to explain to everybody why you have Evil Dead Burn as your number 3? Probably one of the highest ranked Evil Dead Burns on a hype list.
I love Evil Dead. I don't care.
That's it. Hey, that's what you call loyalty.
It is my favorite horror franchise. I love Evil Dead. I love the Deadites. This movie was not the best Evil Dead. It was probably my least favorite Evil Dead other than Army of Darkness. We won't get into that again. But
get into what? What do you want to talk about?
Army of Darkness. But
one of the best.
It's going to, the movie was gory. I thought it was like there were parts that were really intense. I think the setting would make for a really creepy house. So I'm very excited for it. I could eat my words and it could be really bad, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I hope you're right.
I think it'll be scary. If anything, it'll be scary and gory, and that's all I ask for.
And I constantly, when thinking of Evil Dead Burn? Is it Burn? It's just Burn, whatever. Evil Dead Burn.
It was a French director, so maybe he picked it to not be Burns, but Burn.
Well, I mean, like Evil Dead Rise, Evil Dead Burn. It's just simple. Yeah, it makes sense. I constantly think back to when we had Exorcist the Believer, where the movie was not as good as that house. You know, just because like a film didn't like hit or whatever, doesn't mean it can't be a great house. All it takes for a good house is to have a good scene, good set. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Could be very simple, and it 100% derives on the scare actors. Scare actors will make or break a house all the time. So, and if Universal can cast fully and have all of that situated.
Yeah, I am very nervous for how they're gonna do if they do I'm sure they will, the last Deadite that's shown. I'm very nervous for how they're gonna do that because I did not like that character design at all. And I think it will be just as hard to do in a house as it was to do in the movie. So I'm nervous about that. But
yeah,
other than that, I'm very
I agree.
excited.
I have a vision as to how they can do it, but I don't even think it's not a practical. I think they would use potentially a screen.
Exactly.
Or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is
I know.
I'm not happy
But
with
here's the thing. I don't want to spoil it for nobody who's seen it, but imagine if they had that scene, the physical house in the state that it was in, and then the door would be the screen of that character.
Yeah, you could.
But as you walk around the front, so you don't even go up to it, you just kind of walk in, it's right there.
Yeah.
And then you have the scare actor on the other side looking towards that. Yeah. Like they could do it. That would be impressive if they build that house as such. But that is so much later into the house, the movie itself. I don't think they would.
Be like the last.
I don't think they would do that.
Or even the construction site. I think that would be hard
that was
to do.
that was a weak.
It was pretty.
Yeah, ending like that. Anyways, all right. By the way, if you guys are enjoying tonight's live stream, be sure to leave it a thumbs up. Let us know you guys are enjoying tonight's live and the rankings that we have for HHN 35, talking about our most anticipated houses, scare zones, shows, and more.
Don't take away your like just because I said Evil Dead Burn is number 3.
I mean, if you have to, do what you got to do. But yeah, so go ahead and leave it a like. And if you guys, want to get to why my number, I realized I was about to go to number 2. If you want to get to the reason why Ozzy's my number 3, I'll tell you right now. Ozzy Osbourne, Prince of Darkness, number 3 for me. My Ozzy impersonation is not the best. I wanted to sing it just now.
That's all right.
Anyways, No More Tears is a great song. I love it. The music is going to be great, period. Music's gonna be, it's Ozzy. Music's going to be great. Sharon, I hope is in the house. Sharon, I just hope, I don't even want it in the house.
No,
I want it in the queue line. When you're standing there, every 2 minutes, you just hear randomly, Sharon, like in the distance.
Just in the distance.
That's it. You're like, what? That'd be great. Ozzy Osbourne, I genuinely don't know what to expect as a house. To me, this is like an original IP.
That's what Mr. Disney King literally just said.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
agree.
the 6th original.
Yeah, it's an original IP. I don't know what to expect, but I know we're going to have great music. The vibe of Ozzy, the bats, and the crazy train idea that they're going with and stuff, like, I think could be just aesthetically so pleasing to the eye, to the ears, visually and audio wise. Like, I think everything's just gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be a vibe. And I think when you put yourselves, and this is something we've talked about, where last year's Halloween Horror Nights, the park wide loop, the soundtrack, you weren't like a big fan of when it's like slower and all that stuff. You like when it's high intensity, like metal, like HHN music and stuff. And like, I agree with you on that. That does make a big difference when the music is, it doesn't have to be fast paced, but when it's just like high intensity, the energy's there. Ozzy delivers that in his music too. I feel like when you're a scare actor in this house and you have that music going, you have the scenes like that going, I think it gives you that boost of energy that is much higher in relation to other houses potentially, just depending on the scenery and stuff. So I do think this house will deliver high energy. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't know what to expect. Yeah. I know they explained a little bit of what you can see in this house, but I'm like, visually, I still can't picture that, because just looking at the artwork for this, it's like, that's crazy. Like, is that really what it's going to look like? I don't know, but I'm really excited for an Ozzy house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. That's why
no more tears.
My.
Literally, he's like, please.
Anyway, I was saying that's why it is my.
Let's see everyone's number 3.
Oh, okay.
Number 3, I'm just going to name them off. Sinners, Invasion, Blood and Guts, HR, Chaos and Control, HR, Ozzy, Sinners. We got HR, Chaos and Control, Got a Madlands up there. Okay. All right. So seems like we're getting pretty similar with what we have here in the top 3. Yeah. Which, moving on, we're into our final 2. Obviously, whatever number 2 is, we already know what number 1's going to be. So let's go ahead and reveal number 2 for Stephanie and I. Steph, you have Ozzy Osbourne, Prince of Darkness, as number 2 for you. And I have Invasion, Alien Abduction, as number 2.
Just like you said, I feel like the vibe in this house is going to be great. I was extremely skeptical on the Weekend House. I was extremely skeptical of the Weekend House just because I wasn't a huge fan of The Weeknd. I don't think I saw any of his music videos before the house was announced or anything like that. But I ended up really liking the house. As long as there were scare actors in it, I really liked it. And I loved how, like, it just was, like, so hyped all the time because of the music and the music going through the house. Like, as you're going through the house, it's not just, like, atmosphere music. It's, like, a soundtrack for the house.
Yeah.
And I actually liked that a lot more than I thought I would. So that's why I'm really excited for this house, because I think it's going to bring that same, like, energy, but with music I feel like correlates more to HHN.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Cool. Invasion?
Yeah. I will say my top 3, even top 4, can be interchangeable. You know, I mean,
yeah,
it just depends on how I'm feeling that day. But yeah, moving on to my number 2, I have Invasion, Alien Abduction. I love sci-fi themed things. You know, big Star Wars fan. You know, I literally staring at Star Wars: A New Hope poster that we have over there. So go figure. I love sci-fi stuff, and the fact that we're getting an alien house, I don't think we've had an alien house since we've been attending that we got to experience. And I know their explanation for doing this house was that they've been wanting to for a long time, but they want to do it right. And I think, you know, I think Laura Saul said this in the UK press, that they came across this concept and doing an alien house. We're like, okay, that's it. Like, that's exactly what we were looking for. That's what we want to do. So I'm excited to see what that means for them. The explanation to the story of this is really cool. Technology is going to be really cool in this. The vibe of it's really cool. Even Club Horror, or not Club Horror, Dead Coconut Club is kind of going with that same theme as well. So I love space, and I don't know how to explain it, you know, but I'm stoked. I think this, you know, Charles Gray, I think, was running this one. I think this is just going to be a fun house, but it's gonna be serious. I think the lighting in it's gonna be cool. I think the effects, the floor is gonna have that the vibration to it, so it's feel like, you know, the craft is above you. There's all these different elements that they have to this house that I think is not only like really cool, but I think it's unique to this year in general, where all the other houses won't have that same feeling.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like looking forward to this.
I will also say part of the reason why this has gone up for me, and I'm sure it might be higher, like in terms
Which
of
one? Invasion?
Yeah.
It's because I haven't stopped talking about it.
I actually really like that they're going with kind of the more traditional storyline, I guess, for a house like this, because we've been talking about like how sometimes some of the story in like the lore, but also in some of the original houses, sometimes gets a little too muddied, and I miss when it was just like kind of simple, like there's some sort of outbreak and there's zombies, like that's the explanation.
I agree with you.
So I am kind of excited for this house being a little bit more of a like back to basics, a little bit. So I am excited for this house.
Yeah. That's the one thing about this whole odd verse thing that they're doing, Oddfellow and all that I'm like, all right, too much. Tone it down. All right, so everybody's number twos. Let's see what you guys went ahead and placed. We have Chaos and Control, Blood and Guts, Hellraiser, Sinners, Chaos and Control, Invasion. All right, Mikey, I see you. Stranger Things 5, Ozzy. So a couple of Ozzies there. Hellraiser, Invasion.
Also, yeah, the
Sinners.
facade that we did our list yesterday, and after seeing the facade for Invasion, it may have
Oh my goodness.
actually gone up for me a little bit, but I don't know if I would put it
Yeah.
above any of those other
Is that
ones.
Invasion that's at the Sprung tent?
I think
The old
so,
Sprung
yeah.
tent? Y'all, if you guys have not seen the photos for the current construction that's happening over there
I think
in the old Sprung tent,
I think Kevin posted on X.
yeah,
It's crazy.
it looks good. It reminds me of Scarecrow for some reason. I remember back in 2017, Scarecrow the Reaping being out over there in that location and like having the large barn with the windmill and stuff, and it being like kind of run down with the cornfield, and it was like quiet walking through the corn and stuff. Like seeing this construction kind of reminds me of that. And I remember how like awesome that facade was. So like it's giving me that little bit of feeling. So I'm like, this, and it's just huge. It looks incredible. Like I'm so excited for this. It'd be so cool if they somehow incorporate an actual UFO into this facade somehow.
Like one that like crashed and they went and got it, like an actual UFO.
Like, oh, you guys remember that thing when we had a storm, Area 52? 51,
Oh my goodness,
whatever, Area 51.
that was crazy.
But anyways, no, it'd be cool if like they had a UFO that was kind of coming from behind the barn to look like
crashed
it's
into it.
not crashed, but like they like force perspective. Like if they had it tilted, so it looks
So
like
it
it's
was like-
above and big, but it's just laying on it from an angle, and they have like the lights coming down. Like they put spotlights, so it's kind of on the house, but also on us as we're walking up to it.
That'd be cool.
Oh, I can't wait for this. I'm
what?
sorry.
Sorry
I'm
if you're
so
listening with
excited for
headphones.
Invasion, guys. I know we're already an hour and a half in the live stream, so I'm kind of getting tired, but like my energy's back up because I really do think, and it's funny because Invasion's not number one, but I really do think this house is going to stay in the top 3 for me the whole run. I have full faith. I'm a loyalist to the Invasion Alien Abduction house. It's going to do great, period. All right, if you guys haven't guessed it, the last one we have not talked about, our number one, this is our most anticipated house for Halloween Horror Nights 35. Stephanie has Hellraiser with the Cinnabons. And then on my side, I have HR Blood and Guts. Stephanie, Hellraiser as your number one with the Cinnabons.
I'm so excited for this. I, like you talked about when you were talking about Hellraiser, I have been saying this would be an amazing house. It's 80s, it's gory, it's gross, it's scary. So I'm so excited for it. I think it's going to be a gory house. I think it's going to be a scary house. I think it could be really intense. The characters, there's a variety of them, which I love. I hate just seeing the same like villain like over and over again. So I love that there's a variety there and they're all pretty creepy looking. So I'm very excited for this house. I think it'll be really, really good.
Just to kind of jump on what you said, Hellraiser to me fits Halloween Horror Nights. It does. I've never seen it, but from all the explanation that Steph has given me about this property, as well as all of you guys, I look at this, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be Halloween Horror Nights. Like that fits Halloween Horror Nights. And we'll see. And one thing I would add this to the Hellraiser conversation, you know, they have construction going on right now currently inside the park. You can see the scare zones, all the props going up. In that front scare zone too, they have all the like the IP little like marquee sign things that they have going up. And out of the 5 IPs that they have there, they have Stranger Things, they have Ozzy, they have Sinners, they have Hellraiser, and then they have Evil Dead Burn. I always forget Evil Dead Burn. They have those 5 up there, as well as the HHN 35 logo. The Hellraiser one, I think, is the coolest one out of all of those. It's just
Stranger
cool.
Things one is pretty cool. The Stranger Things one is actually pretty cool
Stranger
too.
Things is cool too. They're all really cool.
Yeah.
I love when they do that. But the Hellraiser like title, the words pop so well. That little cube that is up there, I'm assuming that potentially might light up. That'd be so cool. But you can see like the is it like the leather that they wear or whatever it's called, right? You can see it coming out of the box, and then
Latex.
the latex, right? All the chains coming out. That one chain, like you said, that little hook that's sticking out too. It's so cool. So like even seeing that the other day got me excited for the house itself. And I really do think they're gonna like, I don't know, go all out's the right term for this, but like I just think this house is gonna just look good, sound good, and it's gonna scare people. And that's what you need in a house, a haunted house. So Hellraiser, number one for Steph. And then swing over. Blood and Guts on my end over here. It's so funny because it's like between this and Invasion, if you had to nitpick my brain for like what is my like style for Halloween, HR Blood and Guts is kind of that style. I love campy stuff. I really do. I've gotten over the past couple of years, I've been getting more into horror. You know, Steph has shown me so many different movies now, and I've been watching all this stuff. I've gone from a non-horror person at all, like hating it, never watching it, I think it's dumb, to like really I did. Sorry people. I thought y'all were crazies. Into being like, oh, I get it. Stuff's really cool. And you know, I'm getting into it more and more, but I still have that like I enjoy a good scare that's not too crazy. I like the aesthetic of like, you know, Halloween and all that stuff. HR Blood and Guts to me like fits all of those. And what's really cool too is an anthology style house. So every scene's gonna be a little different, you know, and the fact that this is a very popular character within HHN lore, and the fans, like old HHN fans and stuff, to see him come back, and the original actor that portrayed HR Blood and Guts back during, you know, the first house and stuff, came back to reprise his role for the videos for this one. It's like, it's cool, man. It's just so cool to me to see that continuous love. And I feel like we're going to get that in this house. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of energy. We're going to see a lot of different themes, and I'm all for that. Like, to me, that just hits every bit of aspect that I want when I'm experiencing the holiday of Halloween, a haunted house, HHN. It's got it all for me. As long as it's scary, where like the scare actors provide the energy, then I'm good.
That's the one thing about this house that I don't think I'm worried about it, but the thing that it makes it a little bit lower on my list than number one, it's number 4, so it's not that low. But I don't think it's going to be super scary. And you can kind of see like our vibes, like how we're a little different in that way in like our top 4, because I definitely prioritize like the gore and the scariness over like Brian typically likes.
I said, bro.
bro.
I'm the bro over here.
Bro typically likes the aesthetic a little bit more.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I think it's an aesthetic like type, like you're mentioning. Just looking at my number 1, that's your number 4. You know, my number 3 is your number 2. You know, they're similar, but
yeah.
I agree. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna be it for our HHN 35 most anticipated houses. So we already talked about scare zones, we talked about the shows, and we just finished up with our most anticipated houses. What do you guys think our list did? Like, what do you guys think? Do you think it was a weak list? You think it sucks? You think it was good?
Should I do
Think
a
on
poll?
par?
Who won? Who had the best list?
Sure, yeah, why not? All right, Steph's gonna put a poll up in the chat for you guys. Go ahead and answer whoever you think had the best, most anticipated list. If you guys need a reference for it, I'll pull it back up real quick for you guys. Let me go ahead and get it. There we go. So just as a quick reference, as she gets the poll up, which list do you think is the better of the lists? They're kind of similar, but there's some differences to it. Again, like I said, this is probably the most differential hype list that we've ever had in our history of being together, for sure. 100%. So there you go. There's that list. Go ahead and answer in the poll. Steph has that up and running for you guys. And in the meantime, we got a comment from JC Smith with a 1999. Back in my day. JC said, great live stream and congrats on the baby girl. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for reminding me that I slipped that one up.
It's okay.
Some of the people who are tuning in now may not see the beginning. They may have not
they're
known.
like, oh, what?
Yeah, surprise.
I'm just like, all right, time to wrap it up.
Oh, you're not a girl. What are you doing? He said, Hondo Treat Fun. Thank you, JC, for the 1999. Thank you. We are very excited. Hey, Nico, get down. You can't be in the chair. Get down. Evil. Shame. Shame. But thank you so much. We are very stoked and very blessed for it. So thank you. All right, what are we looking like so far in the Stop pushing me.
I know. Normally, D Diggles said top 3 being all IPs was the downfall for me. LOL, gotta have faith in the originals. So Brian wins. Like I said at the beginning, I hate putting the originals low because I know like most of my favorite houses of all time at HHN have been originals. My like number 1 kind of goes back and forth between Slaughter Cinema and Poltergeist. So
I think the last time, and probably the only time in the last 5 years, that you had an IP as your favorite house for the entire event was Insidious. Other than that, it's all been original.
Yeah. So I know that the originals like will probably, at least a few of the originals will be in my top, 3, 4 of the ones that I like the most in the event. I love those top 3 IP, or I love those 3 IPs I have in my top 3. So I'm excited for them because it's like,
yeah, I mean, and to jump on it, like Hellraiser, you've been wanting for a long time. A lot of people have. So the fact that it's coming to the event, just that, oh my gosh, got a list. Just that alone, like, has already so much excitement for Steph compared to like an original that she doesn't know about. It's just easier to be more excited for an IP
that you love
than an original that you just don't know of, but you may like. So again, and this is like the list that we did is just what we're most anticipated for. Doesn't mean this is where they're gonna lie throughout the season.
Yeah, but I do get you. When I was making the list, I was like, dang, am I really gonna put top 3 all IPs?
You did mention that to me when you were making it too.
Yeah. But it is what it is.
Yeah. What was your highest original?
Blood and Guts?
Yeah, Blood and Guts at 4, and then Chaos and Control. Yeah. So, who's this guy? The Pew 2. Who's this? Tyler! Man, that is way too much. That is too kind of you. $49.99. Holy smokes. Tyler, thank you so much. But super excited for the event. Congratulations on the upcoming addition to the family. Her first Halloween treat is on me. Oh, man. Thank you.
Good.
And of course, it's going to be all food related because that's, I think, one of the biggest things we're going to be doing for this year's HHN is not just the houses or scare zones. It's going to be food. You get an itch right there. Do you guys see this? You got a spot right here.
Yeah, but, food and they need to bring those menus out. But food and probably trying to find air conditioning where we can.
Oh, yeah. Probably going to go ahead and rent a wheelchair every now and then, to be honest. And I might steal it here and there because my back is getting bad. But Tyler, thank you so much, dude, for that. That is too much, but we appreciate it, man. Thank you. We'll make sure that the little one gets a couple of treats in there just on you. Yes. Thank you. And JC, thank you. Derek, thank you. To all of you guys who joined us in tonight's live stream, huge thank you to you guys. We love doing this. This is something I love doing, and getting to a live stream day is one of my favorite things that we have on our calendar. And the fact that it's the month of August, HHN is just around the corner. We're about 2 weeks away, 2 weeks away from HHN. It's like Christmas Eve to me, but for weeks. It feels like that. So it's exciting. A lot of things have been updating in the park. So much is going on. HHN's around the corner. We're stoked. I hope you guys are too, because I really do think, even though there's some logistical stuff that I'm not too excited about, I do think this year overall is going to be a lot of fun. I think people are going to have a great time. And I think it's going to shape up to continue this trend for the next few years. 34 was very popular. I think 35 is going to be popular. And it's going to be a good momentum going into the late 30s and into HHN 40. So yeah. Also, what do we have in the poll, by the way? Once you finish that, who won? Tell me it was me, please.
I may have rigged it a little bit because
You
I
rigged
put
it?
correct answer next to mine. But mine was at 57%.
Cheater.
Yours was at 43%.
Cheater.
Oh,
Did you vote for yourself too? You can't do that.
I think Mia had asked about most anticipated food, which we did talk about. We might do next Tuesday if they release the menus before then. She did say she meant the food booths, which I think they are. There's one that they put up. I think the Sting Alley one doesn't have any theming on it yet.
Yeah,
so.
they still got some food booths they're working on. They also added one to the Club Horror area too. So there's some progress. I think next Tuesday we'll talk about food and stuff. I think they will have the food announced by next Tuesday. I think. So potentially next Tuesday we'll talk about the food a little bit more compared to tonight. Also, could you close the poll down?
Yes.
Because I can't see the chat. I can't see you guys. There we go. Cool. All right. Stephanie wins by default.
By default, what?
Anyways, so that being said, we're coming down towards the end of our stream here. But before we go, we want to do a quick rapid fire Q&A, which means it's not so quick. This could be this is like the halfway point of the live stream now. When we get to the rapid fire Q&A at the end. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. We will go ahead and answer them. Maybe, maybe not.
Disney King said they are bringing back the spaghetti pizza thing, but renaming it. I wouldn't be surprised because I feel like a lot of people bought that last year. People liked it.
So it's called the Spaghetza. The Spaghetza. They should call it the Pizzagatti. Spaghetti pizza. Pizzagatti.
Spaghetti pizza.
I don't know. Something like that. All right. First question. I'm throwing it up there since I screwed up. Have you picked out a name for your little girl?
Oh goodness.
Oh, should we do?
I was gonna say, should we?
All right. I don't know. What do you think?
Do we tell them and then do a poll, or just have it be a surprise? Do you want the potential?
I don't know.
Swaying.
I don't know. This is tough. I will say this. We're going to hold out on the name. But what we did was we had a bracket for names. We had a couple of names that we were discussing. And it ultimately came down to one name that won it all and we really liked. And then two other names just kind of popped back in the conversation. So we're like between 3 names right now.
Mm-hmm.
A fourth one, I have to legally say a fourth one. But there are some names that we've been back and forth. We have not fully confirmed the name yet. We do know the middle name and the last name. That we do have.
We do know that one.
But first name, we are between a few names. So we'll,
three names, just flip a coin, easy. Yeah. It's hard because like there's 2. So 2 of the 3, there's like not, well, actually all 3 of them, there's something with all 3 of them that I'm like, that kind of like makes me not like it as much. But I still love all 3 of them.
I don't know. I feel like the one that we ultimately won in that bracket way back when we were talking to names, I think that might be what we go with.
Yeah, I agree.
Should I just do I'm going to say the initials and then leave it at that?
Do you just want to ask him? I don't know. All right, let's just move on because we have a bunch of other.
Yeah, there we go.
have a bunch of other questions.
All right, next question.
Have you decided on which house is your first to walk through on opening night?
Great question, Mr. Disney King. The answer is no, we haven't. However, we've seen a lot of people talk about like which house they go through, and I feel like there's people who choose to go through a certain house because they think it's going to be more popular and they want to get it done quick and first. And then you have the other group that's like, hey, whatever we just come to first, we just do that. And then the group that I'm usually with is the ones where we're like, what is the first house of HHN 35 that you want it to be? A little more sentimental, if you will. But I don't know because I'm between 3.
So I have a thought. I think the one that I would initially like say that I would want to do first is Jack and Oddfellow. And the reason for that is I feel like it sets a tone for the year. Like it's kind of the theme
Story
of the year.
Yeah.
It's a prequel to the event, so do it first.
Yeah,
but
true.
also, it's not my like most anticipated where I'm like I need to do it at night when it's like
I see
the
where
right
you're going.
timing.
It's smart. You're thinking really smart about this. It's not your most anticipated, but it's also not like your least. So it's like, okay, this is a decent one to start with. I think that's a good one.
It sets a tone for the year.
That was one of the 3 that I had in mind as well. I was between Jack and Oddfellows, Chaos and Control, HR Blood and Guts, or Hellraiser. Those were the 3 that I was.
See, I thought Hellraiser too, just because it's my most anticipated, and I think it will get a long line. But if we're doing it like while it's still light out, I fear it might
I could see
negatively affect my first walkthrough of the house.
I remember going through Insidious sometimes though when it was really light out, can't see anything, and actually being terrified at some point.
That is true. That's true.
So, but I get what you mean.
But I want to
though.
see it all first.
I get it. So, what do you think? Jack and Oddfellow would probably be our first house.
That's my vote, but we'll have to see.
So I'll say this then, because Steph and I are planning to do Chaos and Control as our first house for the year. You guys cannot do Chaos and Control as your first house. Go other houses. And then when we get out, then you could go in Chaos and Control.
Yeah,
and then we'll do the other houses. Deal?
Random question, but have we gotten showtimes for Nightmare Fuel and the Fountain Show yet? No.
Not yet, D Diggles, not yet. No. But I'm assuming it'd be like past years where I think the first showing for Nightmare Fuel was 8 o'clock. Then the second show, it was like 4 showings for Nightmare Fuel. I think it was like 8 o'clock, 9:30, 11 o'clock, and then 12:30. I think were the 4 show times. So I think they'll do the same thing this year.
Probably.
And I think the way that they do the Lagoon show is intermittently between that when it gets dark out. They do it between those shows.
Yeah.
There's always a show
they'll
going
have it posted.
Yeah.
Somewhere. It'll be in the app too.
Yeah, it'll come out before the event starts. They'll have the show times posted for y'all.
With no express passes on frequent fear tickets, are you going to have a cutoff in regards to how long you'd be willing to wait in line for a house? I think it depends on the house.
Yeah, Mikey, great question. Not only to what you said, but also because Steph is pregnant. Like, if it's an hour long,
it also depends. It also depends on how long we have for that night. Like opening weekend, we'll
have more time.
We're having the dogs looked
We'll have more time on opening
we'll have
weekend.
More time,
yes.
But on like a random Thursday when I have to work and then I have to work in the morning, if we go, it might only be for, 2 hours, and then I'm not waiting 90 minutes for one house.
Yeah, typically on average, when we get to go to Halloween Horror Nights, again, we're local. Our situation is very different than people who get to come and actually have time off to go, like a vacation and stuff. Very different scenarios. When we go to the event, we usually get like 2 to 3 hours of like free time to go to the event. Which is why like having the multi-night pass with Express was so beneficial for us, because it allowed us to go and do the houses and then leave, because we'd either have work to do, we have the dogs, or we have work early in the morning. So like that always helped us. Now that we don't have it, I relate it to past years when we would go and we didn't have Express, because we did that before. Where we would just go and we'd have 2 hours, 3 hours. We would literally walk around, and if there was a house that was 30 to 40 minutes, usually like Case Files was one of them that we would hit up. Any house that's kind of in that range, we would try to do, and then we would just leave afterwards. So it just depends on what we have in our schedule and stuff. But I don't know, because what I'm really worried about this year is the fact that Steph is pregnant. We were really hoping and relying on that Express Pass add-on with ours, so that we can get Steph into the event, do a house real quick, maybe even 2 if we're lucky, and then leave and not spend more than an hour to 2 hours at the event.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to see. I don't know if Universal has a pregnant mama pass that they
I
can
don't think so.
give so that you can, go and do some things. I don't know.
I think I would need some sort of note from my doctor, but thankfully everything's going well, so I don't think I will need, or I don't think I will be needing one of those.
Probably. We'll see. I don't know. Steph's very strong, so I have confidence, but if Steph looks at me and she's like, hey, it's time to go, it's time to go.
Yeah,
Like,
I think 60 minutes is like a good, unfortunately, that's like nothing for an HHN house line.
like you're on the lower end of
But
that.
that's like a good amount. Getting over that is where we start to be like, do we really want to wait that long? But
Yeah.
we'll see.
All right, next question. Do you think the house experience is better towards the end of the event or about par across the board? We are going September 3rd through the 7th. Just curious. Mia,
It gets better.
yeah, it usually gets
goes.
better. However, this is what I'm going to say, though. There are houses that usually sometimes start off really strong at the beginning of the event and kind of fade, and vice versa. It'll depend on your own personal experience. If you're only going September 3rd through the 7th, that's all you're going to know is the experience that you got through that time period. So hopefully they're all firing on all cylinders. I do think you don't need to worry if the houses will be good. I do think you're going to have a great experience with them, especially with the cast, the energy you're going to get. It just really depends if you have bad luck timing like I do. Sometimes going through the houses, I always get a cast change or some kind of issue and stuff, and I'm missing multiple scares, but hopefully you don't get that problem.
Yeah.
We'll pray for you. So,
Are you coming to Hollywood this year? Unfortunately, no. What?
Joey's comment right above that. I'm so sorry. He's like, well, we know the middle name is from
Yeah. From
Robinson.
Robinson.
That's funny. Yeah, Rolo said, are you coming to Hollywood this year?
No, I wish. I think the dates that we would have available to go, just based on like weddings and stuff that we have, it's going to be a little iffy with flying just with the pregnancy. So I think I kind of nixed that. We had talked about it and I was like, I don't know. I don't want to fly too late. So I just get paranoid being like so far away from like our doctors and stuff. I don't know.
That's true. Also, the Mr. Burns, what Mia said, yeah, the We'll See 2 is a good one to check out. Tyler Pugh, Mr. Tyler, if HHN had to evolve in one major way over the next 5 years to stay special, what do you think needs to change? And what part of HHN should absolutely never change? That's 2 questions there, sir. You get 1 question.
That's a good question, though.
My personal experience and my answer might be a little dark and maybe a little too personal. So I won't say that answer that's on the top of my head.
Oh.
You know what I'm
I was
talking
like,
about.
what are you talking about? Yeah.
So I won't bring that up. Where I think there's a lot of internal adjustments. Anyways, what do you think needs to change? And what part of HHN should absolutely never change? Stephanie, do you have an answer for this one?
I see. It's hard because I think one thing that should change is just like the crowd control, I guess. Capacity, I don't know. But we talked about this last time. I obviously don't want them to get rid of like multi-night tickets. I do think that would, in the minds of like corporate, be the first thing to get rid of if they're trying to limit the crowd. Ideally, in my mind, they would make it like an 18 plus event or a chaperone policy. I think that would limit a good chunk of the crowd and also not get rid of multi-night tickets, but I think the crowd control is definitely an issue.
It's tough because is Halloween Horror Nights busy? Yes. Is there a way to control that? I feel like unfortunately we're at a point where that's just how it is. And I think if they try to control it in any other way to limit the crowd, I don't think they will limit. I think the numbers we see today, they're not going to go down moving forward. I don't think they're actually going to ever limit it. So I get afraid that they try to change things like multi-night passes
And just make it worse.
other things, and it's just becoming more and more difficult for the hardcore fans. As far as like things that I see that need to change, again, there's a lot of logistical stuff internally that I can go on and on about. But I want to focus more on the second part of the question is like, what should absolutely never change? And I will simply just say the vibes is always going to be my answer. But I do think, you know, if Halloween Horror Nights continues to keep its identity on how it's always been and find that at the core, I think it'll be an event that will stay successful forever, generation after generation. And to see passionate people get involved into the community, like us as the HHN fans, content creators, fans, guests, name it, to see passionate people get involved and talk about it and everything, especially even working at the event. A lot of people, you know, they have the hopes and dreams of becoming creatives or becoming a scare actor, work in operations, whatever it may be. A lot of passionate people. And I do think maybe this kind of also goes in line with things that need to change or whatever, is that I feel like I want to see more of those people who have passion continue to go after their dreams and try to find a role within the company and continue to carry that torch down the road. Because again, everybody that's currently a part of the team, they're not going to be there forever. We're not going to be here forever. You know, so it'd be great to know that future generations are going to be able to enjoy and love the event that we love, and they get to pass that torch on and on. But I will also say, you know, as a community too, I think we also go a little too fast. Society in itself wants things too quick, too short. And I've said this so many times where I think as a society, as the Halloween Horror Nights community, I think we should slow down, take a step back, because I even think spec season lately, I'll even mention spec season's kind of changed a lot. Not enjoying that, unfortunately, but I do hope that in the future it does kind of swing back in the right direction. You know, I look at the event over. I know I'm going long. I know, but overall, you know, this is an important question for me.
It's a rapid fire, dude.
I know this is an important question. You know, I do think some people might need to hear this, but I look at Halloween Horror Nights and I'm like, part of me is proud of it. Like, it's cool to see that it's able to touch so many people in so many different walks of life and stuff. And the path that it could go is great, but there also is a warning to that where we do need to be cautious about certain decisions, not just the company, but us as a community too, and making sure that we keep this alive for the right reasons, in the right way, in the right direction, and it'll be something that'll continue long after us. If not, then, you know, it could fizzle out, and that would be something that's sad to see, but right now it looks good. So there you go. That's my rapid fire answer. The answer I truly wanted to give, I can't say here on the stream right now, so I'll just say that. All right, here we go.
Are we shocked Express Now hasn't been announced for this HHN season for the houses? I think if they're doing it, I think they'll do it next year. I think this is kind of a testing phase in terms of not having Express for the multi-night, and then I think next year they'll probably do it.
Yeah, if they honestly did Express Now, I think that's too many changes within the logistics of the event that it would be hard for them to actually gauge what's working and what's not. All right. One more question. Just pick one more random question, and that'll be it for us.
What is one food or drink item from a past event that you still think about? don't know. I mean, yeah, of course, but I don't know which one.
Genuinely speaking, I consistently think about
The
HHN 30, Haunting of Hill House, the food booth there. They had that brisket sandwich, the grilled cheese brisket sandwich was so good.
I have such a love-hate relationship with the HHN food. Like, I love it so much, but almost every single like food item that I'm like, oh, this is really good, has given me a stomach ache. So as much as I love the cordyceps corn dog, the No Chance in Hell PB&J, and the Rocks from Hell, loved all three of those. They all like made me ill. So
Yeah, it's true.
it's
The Rocks from Hell like sent me to hell for a day. That hurt so bad.
oh yeah,
They were so good.
the pumpkin patch donuts from 2019 were really good too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yo,
I think about a lot of them, but then it's like immediately like,
I genuinely think maybe next week, Tuesday, if not our HHN Eve live stream that we do 2 weeks from now on Thursday, I genuinely think we'll talk about food a lot. So we'll see. Food's coming
I
up.
hope so.
Guess what? Next week, Tuesday's question of the day is about food, unless I bump it to the next Thursday. But yeah.
Okay.
I've been saving this one for a while. You already know what it is. Trick or treat. Trick or treat.
Oh yes, I do.
Trick
Know.
or treat on Halloween. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. 2 hours, 11 minutes in the live stream. It's 10:43. I think we have enough time, maybe, to go watch the season finale of House of the Dragon. Maybe.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see.
I think we do.
Hondo, come
So
here.
that's going to wrap it up for us in tonight's live. Everybody, got to say hi to the boys. What up, Hondo? He took a shower today. He is nice, clean, and doesn't smell so bad. Stinky ears.
No.
Yeah.
Never smells bad at all.
Also, Hondo's one of the million nicknames that he has is Itchy Butt and Nico's Bony Butt.
yeah, Hondo's an itchy boy.
Yeah, he scratches all the time. Good dogs, though. They're good. Hondo's tail, on the other hand, though, is a weapon. Hi, Nico. Hi. Psycho Nico. All right. Anyways, that's going to be it for us in tonight's live. We want to say thank you to all of you guys for joining us and chatting HHN 35's most anticipated list for both Steph and I. Had a lot of fun. It was cool. Cool doing this. I always, every year, love doing our most anticipated lists and waiting till we get to this time of year. But I think I mentioned in the last live stream. I don't think I mentioned in this live stream. We will not be hosting a live stream. Hondo, that is very dangerous. We will not be hosting a live stream this Friday. We had change of plans. Family's coming to town. We're doing some different things. But we will next Tuesday, like I said, we will host our next live stream. We'll see you guys there, potentially talking about food. Not sure what the other things are. We might be working on a potential game for you guys to play also in that live stream. There's like a 70% chance it's going to happen, but because there's a 30% chance it doesn't or it couldn't happen, means it might not, but we'll see. I don't know. It all depends on all of these guys right here, how they're doing. So that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys for joining us in tonight's live. And until the next one, we look forward to catching you guys there. And like always, we'll catch you guys in the fog. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
It's a girl. We're having a girl.